kilometres outside the city of Budapest here in Hungary, where today's Formula One race is about to take place. It's the Hungarian Grand Prix. Located 12 miles northeast of the Hungarian capital Budapest, the 14 corners of the Hungaro Ring are steeped in history and prestige. Overtaking's always been difficult on this technical 2.7-mile track, but the last few years in particular have turned up some exceptional races. So let's hope we're in for another one here today. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Sergio Perez will lead us away from pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Oscar Piastri, Leclerc, Norris, Sainz, Ricciardo, Stroll, Tsunoda, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Russell, Gasly, Sargent, Hülkenberg, Albon, Magnussen, Bottas, Ocon, and Zhou Guanyu. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And alongside me, bringing glamour and expertise to our commentary today, Naomi Schiff. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, every driver certainly has their own way of preparing themselves before a race. But I can tell you that pre-race rituals are a real thing. When I was in go-karting, I used to touch every wheel in a specific sequence before I got into the kart. And then I stepped up to cars and had a specific set of fireproof base layers just for race day. So watch the drivers when they're on the grid. Some may be sitting on the floor and isolating, others may be up to other things that they do. But these little things really help their minds get ready for the race.
Right, this track needs a lot of downforce, so we won't have as much top speed. The good news, though, is that it's going to make our DRS even more effective than normal. Try to make the most of it in the race and quali if you can.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a bit different for two reasons. One, this is not a career race, instead it is a prediction/preview of the race that will be aired on Sunday. We have a guest. How about you introduce yourself?
Hello, for those who may or may not know, my name is Reggae Toxic and I will be your living co-commentator for this video.
And what is that supposed to mean?
Check.
Okay, so everything looks good on the power unit cycles, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature.
Moving on from any unpleasantness, let's discuss what we see so far. From what I can tell, our driver is using the medium compound tires. And hopefully, since this is the Hungarian GP, they're also using a setup that is focused on increased downforce, since that is what this track requires. We'll see how that shakes out moving forward.
Okay, that's not an ideal placement in your grid slot. You're going to need a good launch at the race start. can now use DRS. DRS now available. Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy. That looked bad. Are you alright? Let me know you're okay.
And now we're officially off to the races. What do you have to say about that spin?
Well, the spin was a result of too much torque. That, we can dissect all day, but I want to look more at that unsafe rejoin to the track. That doesn't make sense. Hopefully, since they use flashback, that's something they're going to learn from and improve upon the rest of the race.
Odd how our driver's spinning is the only thing that's consistent. Does that remind you of anyone?
Wow, we gave AI sass. That being said, the spin was fairly consistent with the one from earlier. I would say that was a product of not enough trail braking and too much torque leaving that turn and ease into the gas.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Gap to your teammate ahead, 2.1 seconds. Brilliant, nice move, keep going.
That spin could have been salvageable. I believe they panicked. Our driver is getting too eager with the throttle.
We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
That spin also could have been avoided. What are your thoughts, Mr. Living Commentator?
That spin most definitely could have been avoided. Also, Mr. Living Commentator, I think you need to watch your tone before I unplug you.
Information on Ocon. Okay, it looks like the problem's terminal. They're retiring the car.
I believe this chicane is a bit much for our driver. Thoughts?
Yeah, this chicane is usually pretty tricky to take if you are eager with the throttle, but hopefully we'll see them become more consistent with getting through it with no problems.
Caution, caution. Green flag.
Yet another spin for our driver. What can be done to minimize the frequency?
Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place. Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilise some of this energy. Come on. We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time. You're in the top 10 now, keep it up. You're pulling out a second a lap on the car behind, really good stuff. Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap. Okay, let's go now, come on. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. Remember to play around with ERS modes in your MFD if you need to. The car behind you's just come in for the hard tyres. Car behind running hard tyres. Lance is in for his stop. And gap to the car in front, 4.0 seconds.
Tut tut. Did you notice their mistake?
It would have been difficult to miss that. Hit the curb at too high a speed while turning, which caused them to spin out. Let's hope they can avoid that for the rest of the race.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 3.3 seconds. The car behind started to drop back. There's a gap beginning to form. Let's make the most of it. Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button a bit more. Okay, gap ahead, 2.8 seconds. Good job, that was the fastest lap of the race so far.
How many spins will we have?
Honestly, I have not been keeping count. Although I'm pretty sure some eagle-eyed viewers out there might have been. Leave a comment with the official count of the spins.
And there's spin number 2, race fans.
Okay, I see what you mean. You were asking for an official count of just this lap and not the whole race.
Okay, the car behind is dropping back. We're seeing a gap starting to form.
So close, yet so far.
Nice move, good job. If you think you can get past, make use of the overtake button and see what you can do.
Have we ever told you the definition of insanity?
Would it be something about repeating the same action multiple times, expecting a different outcome, only to get the same outcome? If so, then yes, I'm familiar.
Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
Oh boy, the spinning reminds me of someone. someone with a nickname related to said action.
Man, it is not a day when AI is being cheeky about mistakes in a race. Moving on, let's see how this is going to play out.
Gap to your teammate behind, 7.2 seconds.
Well, it's good to see that no one suffered, as far as we can tell, no one suffered any damage. However, going elbows out like that is never a good sign.
At least they're consistent.
Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home.
so happy, mate. I thought we could have a go in lap 1, but yeah, we didn't have any chance. But yeah, I was ready to try.
It's another victory and a champion's performance from Max Verstappen.
And that is another victory to add to the impressive list that he's already got. He trailblazed through the field today, and he'll be trailblazing through the record books in no time.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.
As mentioned earlier by your AI host, this is nothing more than a preview / prediction of this week's race. Pay attention to the finishing positions of all the racers. As for me, I want to say thank you for being brought onto the channel as a co-commentator. If you guys like what you've seen so far, don't hesitate to hit that like button to follow more Victorious Pineapple's content. With all that being said, I'm Reggae Toxic, and I'm signing out now.